Well, it's modern gaming. I was thinking to myself recently. I was like, man, this coffee is bitter. Kind of wish I had some sugar for it. And we ran out of sugar at home. Don't ask why. Um, but I was like, okay, well now I'm kind of screwed because it doesn't taste. But then I keep forgetting. I have a squeeze bottle of honey on my desk at all times, and I have a lot of weird things on my desk that I always hear just in case. I have soy sauce when I want a little bit of salt, but with the soy sauce flavor. I've got a literal shaker of a mixture of pepper and salt with dehydrated lemon juice to eat with seafood. Yeah, I have a ketchup squeeze bottle, melatonin, drugs for MS muscle thingy bobs. I don't have MS. My doctor just prescribed it to me to see if it helped. And an empty Coca-Cola like 2 liter bottle. But the key is that I could just make this thing sweet whenever I want by just squeezing some honey in. And sometimes I do feel like I crave sugar because I'm like I have a flavor profile of a child. I eat chicken nuggets and sugar. And I never think to myself to just like eat, squeeze raw honey into my mouth. So why don't I just like do that? Mm, mm, that's good. Now let me tell you some Canadian lore. Very important Canadian lore. There was a major thing that happened in Montreal a while back, or maybe all of Quebec. There was fake honey going around. It was such a major problem that it was like a major news cycle for a bit. And it was like, sorry, fake maple syrup going around. And it was going around for a bit because maple syrup is a highly regulated thing. You can't fake it over in Quebec, okay? You can't just say, "Oh God, it's killing my PC chat." Hello? The frames are dying. Hello? The shaders are going crazy, chat. But yeah, you can't just make. Oh God, it's dying. Help! I'm not gonna make it. Help! I'm disappearing into the void. Please. Why is it compiling everything? Am I back? Hello? No! Oh, wait. Am I okay? Hello? It's me. I've been wondering where the maple syrup flows and from which tree. But yeah, it was such a major drama that like, oh shit, sorry. This is the demo for 1666 Amsterdam. It's a demo that we saw for a game that was announced at I think it was the Summer Games Fest, and I was like, oh, that's a cool looking horror game that I want to try out. It's supposed to be for yesterday, but we didn't get to it in time. My bad. It's just the way that is. Oh, I love honey so much. I'm curious to see how this game plays. This was a game that was based on the idea of like you being a witch, and it seemed like it was taking place during the Salem witch trials. And I imagine that compiling shaders is as arcane as doing like a coven act or some kind, or like a witchy act. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. The key thing that stood out to me was one, I think a game that has you playing as a witch is interesting because that's just a cool concept. Okay, two, you get to be a cat. That's kind of cute. Seems a work or fiction. Fuck. Welcome to the beginning of 1666 Amsterdam. I want to give you a small taste of what's to come. If you enjoyed it, please share and sign up to the Panache digital games social media outlets. Love to hear from you. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Okay, adjust the brightness until the symbol is barely visible. I've learned that this was a mistake. You gotta do it like this for stream. Text subtitle streamer mode. What does it matter with streamer mode? I always play games with streamer mode off because they never explain what is the streamer mode.
I was born to be the collector. To protect a world I cannot be a part of. Destined to be feared for what I am. It is my fate. 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 My fate I have devoted my life to facing them. Those granted the power to raise souls. Those corrupted by their gifts. Tilting the ancient balance toward cataclysm. But at last, their debt is due. Every choice, every breath has led me to this moment. As the moon bears witness, I take the first step. My time has come. I am ready.
Okay, that's a really good concept. I think the trailer definitely did a great job of showing what the concept was too. But seeing it again and sort of in this fidelity at this moment in this way, you really get a sense of what the story is trying to do. And I've always thought this about the occult stuff, right? Surely that there must be parties who are privy to the idea of being wanting to hold back the realms of the living and the dead, and sort of the realms of like good and evil from colliding, right? Because there's always this idea in occult media where it sort of leans towards, oh, how can we bring these things to our world? But sort of strangely rarely talks about the other side, where it's like, how about you just try to stop these things from coming over? And it's weird because it's not like we don't have superheroes and supervillains in that way, but these stories never seem to talk about specifically these occult things. I've only ever seen it, at least, and maybe it's a problem of like how many things I've seen. I've only seen it in a couple of things, like specifically Lovecraftian games where like you're on the side of good, but even then you have the choice to be evil. But just taking this concept as a whole and applying it to something that was a belief in reality for much of human life is a very fascinating concept to play with. Because the reality of it is much more sad in the way that you just being anybody who had any ability to do anything at all, as like, say, you know, like if you were just a woman who happened to know something about healthcare and just you could just do something about it, and randomly you would just be called like a witch because it was easier to like burn you at the stake than have to do anything else. It's like, damn, it sucks. You know what I mean? To see that sort of like, to see a story try to take on something that has some tie to that, and to see how they make of it when they make these things real. I'm curious to see where it goes, and how they handle it. Not to say that's the only reason. I also think that the occult stuff is just cool in general, and this game definitely has that aesthetic. It's actually rare to get a game that has ye olden style of life that isn't just outright medieval themed. It's actually very oddly rare. You might get Kingdom Come Deliverance, but you don't really get, you know, I'm like a peasant person living my peasant life and I'm here to go and kill. Holy shit. So I can reveal Noah, and Noah is somebody else that is not the main character. You can gather Lux energy. That's weird. Hold right click to concentrate, left click to aim with floating leaves, hold left click to enchant them. Okay, that's sick. Wait, that's so cool. I like the way that like this is done. I like the way that she casts spells, and I like how she can transform into like her like witch form. That's sick. I was gonna say it's gonna be a very long montage if it zooms into every single candle. I was gonna say, like, I don't know if you have to zoom into every single candle. This is welcome to our adventure. This is a very interesting experiences in the production of Panache digital games. It's a work in progress. Your text is so aliased. What the hell is going on? Hey, you know what? The slug algorithm was recently open source. You should try and use something like that. It would change, evolve, and grow over time. You know our destination, and we trust that you'll help us reach it. Our work is inspired by the 17th century Dutch culture, among other things. So this is specifically about Dutch lore. I'm curious how that works. I would love with a small group of artisans. Also, this is such a cool way of doing it. I like how they treat it like a 3D space, but they also make it so that it's like the frontmost layer of UI, so you can't obscure it either. And it's a really interesting way to like give a message to the player in the moment to like allow them to go through it, because nobody ever clicks the credits button. I'm like the only person who actually seems to click that button. Music is composed by Duran. These artists are given their voices and souls to the characters you're about to discover. Welcome in the sacred clearing of the Zandaris. Hey, welcome to my commencement ceremony. Hey, everyone, why did you all turn to look at me? You're all freaking me out. Hi, everyone. Apparently, I'm gonna join whatever this society is. No, please come back here. Wait, please. They actually look. They. This is so cool. They move. Oh my god, it's so crazy. The visuals are really good. Oh. No, don't eat that. That's disgusting. Maybe the animations were a little shaky. She was kind of shaking a bit there for some reason. It's a little confusing the way that she sometimes randomly shakes and hovers up and down within cutscenes. But yeah, I'm gonna gather this while everyone's dancing. I don't know how to explain this. This is exactly what it's like when you go to a rave. It is almost like a one-to-one depiction of a rave in a way, and it's strange to see it like that. But there really is something about the way that music and the way that it can cause like a shift in your body, and the way that it can like give you feelings that seem to reverberate throughout your like every fiber of your muscle. Resembles a lot of the weird chanting dancing that people can do when they get into these moments that is very common even within like other sort of like contexts that are similar, like say like when someone's preaching and like someone gets really into it and they say like the Holy Spirit has entered them. You see a lot of those same things, same movements, very rhythmic. This game is visually cool though. I actually like the visuals of it a lot. Some of the animations did feel weird. But again, it's like, I feel like games can do so much with the realism if they can stylize it, and it makes it its own thing. Like I said this last time too, when we were playing and like watching the game show. Sometimes you'll find a game that's like so focused on looking realistic that it forgets to have its own style. And this is a very nice looking, sort of like realistic looking thing, but it's stylized so well. The ashes or like the leaves falling down, these like red petals that appear, the people dancing, the chanting, the very quiet sort of like way the audience looks. Apparently, and also, how is this my commencement ceremony when I'm the only one here who seems to have power? I would think that that isn't my commencement, but more so I'm the only reason why this event exists. In living? No, I'm gonna bring it back to life? God, those camera angles are so good. Jump cuts is so good. And that cut to red to symbolize or like to visualize that like you taking that step over the boundary. It's so good. That's really good. It's very interesting too. That I can use the soul of the creature to bind it to me. Analyze the cats in the sacred tree. How about I just leave them alone? Clearly they're just here to hang out. But this feels like a game that was made by a person who wanted to make a movie in the same way that like The Last Exorcism is, but decided to like allow it to be a game to give you, the player, the ability to experience it in a whole different way. It's very good. The spirits. Choose a cat as a Batarazzi. Huh? As a Batarazzi? The spirits. A whisper from across the void, a touch from the netherworld. The spirit holds so many secrets. I'm assuming like a Batarazzi is almost like a companion. The hermit. Its gaze reflects thoughts roaming the span of the universe, seeking a ton of truths and knowledge. The dreamer dances on the swirls and twirls of otherworldly currents, going down an ever-changing path that nobody else can understand. The wildling, sounds of rain and wind and foliage, smells of soil and trees. Away from the world of man, its heart beats as one with that of the natural order. The guardian, to stand and be true, to rise against the tide, stalwart in the face of challenges, holding strong to its duties. The alchemist, connected to the elements, in tune with the constant changes of the world, transmutation of crude to noble, in the pursuit of wisdom, its sole purpose. It's funny that like alchemy did have that element of sort of like refining something, when in reality it felt more like a process of just like it's funny how the mythology of alchemy was always about this like noble pursuit of refinement of things, when it always really in reality ended up in the destruction of precious resources. The child radiates innocence, a powerful urge to smell and see everything, to climb and crawl into every nook and crannies, with an open heart. The page. Okay, this one's crazy. Oh no, this one's a crazy cat, chat. It's like compelled to head out into the world with joy and pride, aims to learn and grow, for only through the journey may it reach its full potential. What happened? I pressed Q by accident, sorry. The knight stands straight and strong, eyes shine with courage and virtue, calls to mind the kings, the just and the mighty. There's a lot of cats. Holy cow, there's a lot of cats. I like the one that hisses though. Wait, but do I want that though? Connected to the elements in tune with the constant changes of the world. Transmutation of crude to noble and the pursuit of wisdom its sole purpose. What is it asking me of this? It's strange that it's asking me this. I'm trying to figure out what it wants me to understand from this. And how it relates to what eventually comes our way, right? Because that's sort of the weird thing about video games, is that you're always acutely aware that you're playing a game, and I wish I couldn't be, and I could just focus on what the meaning of something is. But that's the beauty of a choice like this. You get to take yourself away from the fact that you're playing a game, and you get to think about, what cat do I want, and what personality do I want this cat to have? Do I want it to be a freak? Yeah, I want it to be a freak. How noble is your cause? Union cat chosen. Oh my god, we joined a union. Hello, union cats. It appears that you and I are one. That was a really good transition. Holy shit, I can't even think about how you would do that technically. But you saw it switch to the lower resolution, and you saw it switch into the painting.
Please come in.
Professor Lucas?
What is this?
Yes. Yes, and you must be Cleo. I'm up here. Please join me.
Be right there.
This? Sorry, who are we now? Analyze Professor Lucas. But, well, you know, I can analyze him as this guy is balling out of control. What in the world? Modern day French sign means that we are somewhere that has French as a primary or secondary language, like Canada, and means that we're in like 2026 or something. Professor Lucas, expert in paleography in the Department of History at Barnard Laundry University. I'm gonna track you. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that. Q is close. There's no way that I lose track of you though. It's very disorienting actually. Wait. I don't do that. So, okay. So, oh god, this control is very painful. I will say that the camera control is painful. It's very hard to turn the mouse to get the view to switch. You see how it snaps back, kind of? There's something wrong with the control here. It just doesn't feel good. And I may find it interesting here. And I wish I would find it interesting if only I could look around easier. Just, like, imagine having a place like this. Maybe it's his office, but like even an office is insane. Okay, give me a moment. I'm monologuing to my TikTok viewers. UV. You're a part of our witch coven, but it's 2026, so your witch coven has to get with the times. Sisters, we cannot continue on this path.
You might very well appreciate this spot, Cleo.
Our time has come to join the modern world in an effort to replenish our ranks. The sisters before us would have wished for us to continue our mission. Please, sisters, download TikTok today and spread the message of our group for the world to hear and to believe in our mission.
Please join me.
Why is there blood at this desk? How far into the game is this? You're very excited to play this soon. I don't really know either. I don't really know either. Pretty sure I just started. Actually, I'm definitely just started. But it really depends on how for long the demo is. What is with this control scheme? Is there a way to give them feedback? Because there is. It is this one control scheme problem. Whatever this is, the way it snaps back, it doesn't work. See, maybe this will help it. That's a lot better. Something about their acceleration logic just doesn't feel that good. The acceleration logic just doesn't feel that good. And it's something about it being very oddly not smooth. It's almost like it's interpolating and extracting and like abstracting the value somewhere. Like it's weird. I don't even know how to say it, but it's almost like something else is controlling my camera movement. But in a way that doesn't correlate to my actual movement of my character, nor my mouse. This. Floor plan. Looks odd. Yeah, it looks odd, right? I mean, now that I've turned off all of the acceleration, it doesn't have that sort of like smooth bouncing that like games usually do. Usually, you'd probably feel this is probably the way it would usually feel like with just this. You would usually see it like this, where it kind of ramps up very quickly. The problem is that like you know what it is? It's the time until you reach max speed with your mouse. It feels very low. Even if I move this is me moving my mouse at max speed. It barely moved. See that? But if I move my mouse slowly, all of a sudden I move a lot more.
Find it interesting.
It's almost like it's trying to offset something about your mouse speed that makes it feel weird. Trying to offset something and it doesn't really work. And I wonder why they decided on that system. Because even like a bog, but I get the point of it. It was to try to like provide a certain cinematic quality to it. But like here, look, if I move my mouse very slowly, do you see that? That's me moving my mouse very, very slowly. It has this weird. It's like it's trying to very quickly lerp towards some value, but because the movement is slow and staggered, it doesn't ever have time to reach its actual speed. Something's weird about it. Camera acceleration speed. There we go. Put these to 0. That might just freeze my camera, actually. Maybe these should be at 100 then. Okay, wait. If I do this and then I do these on, what does that feel like? Immediately, so much better. It still jumps a bit too much when you go slowly with very fine movement. Like you can't look very finely, but it's like it's so much better immediately, kind of like this. Something about I don't know, something about the way it handles it. Lucas, I'm trying to figure out why I have no control of my body. Seriously though, this place is nice. Scissors with blood does seem very sketchy though. More books, just a bunch of books everywhere. Alright. Professor Lucas, you impatient man. I'll go and see you. The Coven will hear about this.
You might very well appreciate this spot, Cleo.
Okay, I get what he's saying now. He's saying I would appreciate the spot where he's standing. Yeah, I'll go over to see you over there. How about I just ignore you some more? I'm just very curious to see what the rest of your place is. This place is beautiful. It does strike me as odd that there are any desks. And it does seem like the kind of place that is like a university library, and it does make sense because he is a professor at the university, right? So this is a place where multiple people would come in to study something, and you'd be here to study it from over here, your topics or their topics. The library looks ready to be to be messed up by a pixie tbh. Yes, exactly. Just like some like otherworldly creature. Yeah, exactly.
Pleased to
A
meet
fey
you,
creature
Professor
coming
Lucas.
The pleasure is mine, Cleo. I'm glad you called.
Were you looking for something in particular?
I was, but my intricate classification system failed me once again.
in. So it isn't like it's
You
just.
know, this is the exact spot where I met your father for the first time.
Really?
Yes, he was looking for essays on Rembrandt and other Dutch masters. His arms were brimming with books. He could barely see in front of himself.
That sounds like my father. Yes.
I recognized myself in his eagerness to learn. The same eagerness that brings you here, I suppose.
I suppose if I knew what I
Yes.
was here for.
I have the letter he gave me. Could you have a look?
I also didn't know I
Absolutely.
could move the camera. Sorry.
Let's go to my desk.
The animations feel
So
kind of
how's
stiff,
my dear
but it
friend
is
Eric?
nice.
You called my father a friend.
Of course.
He never talked about you before giving me the letter.
I was devastated when he told me about his condition. I'm sorry, Cleo.
He told you. When?
I saw him about a year ago. He warned me that you were going to call when you were ready.
Oh. I guess he told you a lot.
Not much more. He is a very private person, as you know.
I like this dialogue. Sorry, it's sorry. I definitely ruined it there for that moment, but I actually do want to give praise to this game so far. The writing is surprisingly good, and the way that it's presented is very nice too. It plays out in very much the same way that you might see like an
Let us
adventure
settle
game,
at my
let's say.
desk, just there, by the fireplace.
Let's say where the dialogue sort of takes focus away from everything else that you're doing, but it's woven into the fabric of like what you can do, where it's like you can just walk anywhere and then the whole conversation just like
Let's
keeps on
settle at
happening.
my
It's
desk
very
by the
good.
fireplace.
And the writing is interesting too
It's
because
fun to
you
examine
get a
the
hint of their
details.
history, and some of it is very overt, of like you knew my father. It's sort of very cliche, but a lot of it is also very much implied in the timeline. It doesn't feel contrived in the way that it explains why she's here. It feels like it fits perfectly fine. No, why are your characters connected for this? You're dying. You see what I mean? Like it really is funny. See the
Let's
characters
settle
kind
at
of
my
going.
desk,
Like, I
just
just
there,
don't know why they're
by the
so.
fireplace.
It is like again this game has really good dialogue, but even from the very beginning, the animations and stuff did feel very stiff. However, I think I would prefer that over it feeling better because this is really good. It's really good. It just doesn't make any sense.
Let's settle at my desk by the fireplace.
It's so stiff, and you can actually kind of
Ideal
see her
spot to
clipping
examine
into
your
walls.
letter.
So she's now a part of the shelf. Even I guess he can't be mad at the NPC walking slow. You have that's a great point. That is you know what that is exactly it. And you know what? I actually think then that this is a great mechanic. All it really needs is a little bit more tweaking on like
Let
you
us
know
settle
the
at my
size of the
desk,
characters,
just
the
there,
hitboxes,
by the fireplace.
and how they interact with the environment plus each other. But it subconsciously changes the idea of of like a classical escort quest from I have to wait and bring this person here to you are in control. If you take too long, it's your fault. But because of that, you also get to enjoy it as it
Let's
is.
settle at my
That's your
desk by the
choice.
fireplace. It's the
It's
ideal
actually, okay, now that you said that, it's a much better
It's an
mechanic than
intriguing letter.
I could have ever thought about. Oh, sorry. Are you gonna go over here? Should I go over here? Here you go.
I can't read past the first line my father wrote.
What?
And then there's this last part at the end. Both are in English, but everything else is...
Oh, it's the script that I
was
see
hoping
at the
you'd help
beginning
me.
of every dialogue choice.
I've never
the script that we saw
seen
before in the
anything
past.
like this before. The writing seems to be hidden behind some sort of veil, and there's movement in it. It's like something organic.
You're absolutely right. I've only seen this once before. I have a 300-year-old manuscript that has the same protective layer, which means that this letter is from the Zandaris tribe.
Zandaris?
Yes, it's a very ancient tribe. I wonder how your father got this letter.
Can you decipher it?
I'm afraid I can't. But there is a tome in here on ancient writing that mentions the Zendaris' protected communication. Although finding it may be a bit of a challenge, I think I might have stored it a little too well. The library's registry should help.
He did mention that the system was a bit too good even for him. That's fascinating. See, again, something about the writing is it's not contrived at all. It's strange. It flows very, very well. It's not like you're reading sort of like somebody's first mystery novel, but you're reading something that sort of places this mystery in front of you, and it immediately feels like it's real. There's a certain gravity to it that is given by the characters and the writing in general, and even like the
Did you find the
matter
tome?
that makes it
The library's
feel.
registry might help. It's on the table in the center.
It makes it feel like it all makes sense, even though you've only just barely gotten a glimpse at the entire thing. But that writing is actually the same thing that you see when you see the dialogue pop up for the first time. Like when you hover over certain people and the options appear, it's the first thing that you see that just pops up at the moment. 300 years ago, manuscript in this game being 1666 implies that this is like the 1900s, or like almost the year 2000, roughly. And perhaps it's like slightly... Perhaps it's slightly just after that, because I don't know if the 1900s had exit signs. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if 1999 had an exit sign like that, and I can't even begin to imagine the technology that they used to have in 1999. I say as a person that was born in 1995. me with my computer going, I can't imagine what technology there was about in 1999. Whoa. Exit signs, green green table lamps. This is good.
Ancient writing system section should be here, on the main floor.
Sorry, Professor. I'm just talking to my witch coven on TikTok.
Consult the registry on the central table to locate the section. on
Wait,
ancient
sorry. How
writing
come his
systems.
voice cuts out and it
That
sounds
is
like he's in the middle of nowhere? Sorry, wait, sorry.
Did you find the tome? The library's registry might help. It's on the table in the center.
Something about his voice. I can like cause his voice to sound muffled.
The ancient writing system section? The library's registry might help. It's right there.
Okay, there's a couple of issues. But yeah, this game so far is actually
Have
really
you
good.
checked the ancient writing system section?
Professor,
The
I'm
library's
begging you.
registry might
Professor,
help.
please,
It's right there
Professor,
in the
please.
center.
Professor, please. I'm trying to. I'm just about to. You need to stop talking to me, please. I'm begging you. Look at that piece of paper. Just stay looking at it. Professor, you're not even looking at it. You're looking at the iPad. He's addicted to his technology. It comes for us all at some point in life. Old, young, at some point in our life, we'll all be addicted to our technology. First floor, second floor, it is in French, okay? The legend. I know what this means. Legend. It means legend. I know what this means. The bibliothèque. The library. Archaeology, ancient and forgotten civilizations. Oh, there's a lot of books here. He did say ancient writing systems, but there's other places that we can go to as well. Like, for heresy! Oh, perfect. We get to go practice heresy. Okay, good. That's at 18. 18 is... There's a third floor? No, this is the first floor. Wait. 18. Oh, 18's here. Here we go. So, 18 somewhere here. I know we should be good looking for ancient writing systems, but...
writing system section should be here, on the main
Professor! I'm trying to show my coven how to commit heresy. Ah, yes. A book... What? Oh, you don't get to read it? Generously donated by the artist Nicholas Cantine. A bust of Julius Caesar. Yes. Yes. Okay, no books on heresy. Am I not allowed to read the book on heresy? But even if I were to find it, you still wouldn't be able to read it.
Writing system section.
Please, Professor! Professor, please! I need to show my TikTok how to commit crimes! Juliette, Barnard Laundry University private collection. Possibly stolen. How come I couldn't get these bookshelves to select? How come I couldn't get these bookshelves to select? What a shame. It appears some books are out of reach for me. Dear God, it's so dark. I should have brought a flashlight. Bernard Laundry, Ernest B. McGall. McGall? Wasn't that like a... No, sorry. That's Dougal. That's a... I was thinking of like a military guy. Wait, you really can't read the book on heresy, even if it's highlighted red. I guess you have to come back here at some point to go and deal with it. Margaret Bourgeois. Okay, well fine. We'll just go back to the first floor. That's sad. What happened to her feet there? What was that? Huh? Oh god, it's breaking apart. Here we go. Wait, what was it? It was section 6, right? What section are we in? Okay, we're very far. How about I just read the book again? Can I analyze it from this far away?
Did you find the tome? The library
Actually, that's interesting that I can analyze anything.
It's on the table in the center.
There we go. Actually, that's a very interesting mechanic. It makes me think that perhaps this game is going to evolve into more of like an investigative game, which I do enjoy those types of games. So, I'm sorry. She finds the book and she throws it on the floor. She throws it on the if you did this in like a real university library, I can't imagine just how angry they would be. Because I've seen some libraries where their books are very old, and if you don't handle it with care, it is gonna like die. Just yeets it, just chucks it. Limited information exists regarding the Zandaris tribe. Its origins tracing back to the pre-pottery Neolithic period, like a 10,000 BCE. More recent references of the Zandaris emerged in the 14th century, alluding to the tribe as a secret society. I love secret societies. This, you know what it is? This also feels like a bit like a Sherlock Holmes or like a Nancy Drew type of thing. I think that's why I enjoy it, because I really enjoyed those types of games. Something about like just discovering like a mystery or something. Secret societies and stuff always appeal to me, because when I learned that secret societies were a real thing, I was like, man, I wish I could be a part of one. Sadly, they're too secret for me to find. Surviving accounts suggest that certain members of the tribe were in possession of a distinctive object known as the Hiparin. When the Hiparin was adorned and directed toward protected information from other Zandaris members, the beholder was purportedly able to decipher their meaning. The nature of the Hiparin remains unclear, but it seems that the Hiparin itself was concealed within an object that appeared unremarkable to the casual observer. I believe I found the mystery, Professor.
What did you find?
Protected Zandaris information was only decipherable through an object. Something called a Hiparin?
Yes, of course.
Of course, you know this. Of course.
I thought it was a legend.
Everyone knows this.
It
Of
varies
course.
depending on the source. I've never seen one.
They said it appears as something unremarkable.
I wonder. Has your father ever given you something other than the letter? Something like a key or a pendant?
Her pendant.
He gave this to me when I was a child. But I don't think it has anything to do with...
Fascinating.
I don't see how this could help us decipher a language.
My
Doesn't
dear,
hurt
we
to
have
try.
large language models now. We can do anything. Oh yeah, it's kind of like a tuning fork or something, like a tuning rod.
It doesn't work.
It's all right. Aaron has thought this through. There must be something that we're missing. Something to activate it, maybe.
What makes you so sure that my father was behind this?
And he gave you the letter.
Would it really be so surprising?
Yeah, surely your father was cool and had some crazy stuff going on, right?
I just wish he had told me more before he...
I understand, but this is his way to do so. Aaron made sure that we would meet in this very room.
That's a good
He's a
point.
brilliant man. None of this is coincidence. Have a look around. See if there's anything that piques your interest. Something only you could notice?
His veins are particularly crusty in the back of
Did
his
you know that my
hand.
father donated a bust of Rembrandt to this school?
I did see the bust.
I didn't. I'm afraid to say I never paid much attention to their donors.
Just like real life.
That must mean something, right? I know he loves this school, but
I'd say follow that lead. There's a section in this library dedicated to Rembrandt.
So there's a couple things.
Rembrandt lead makes a lot of sense.
You need to stop talking
There's a
to
section on
me.
it,
Give me a
and the
moment.
Dutch gold
I'm
medal
talking to
on
the
metal.
viewers.
You should
His
take a
hands
look.
freak me out. It's as if there's like something coursing through his veins that's going to kill him. Okay. 2, I really like that subversion of the scene of this idea of like, oh, you found some magical secret thing, and I liked how he just kind of laughed at it failing, like, oh, silly us, magic isn't real. We have LLMs, my dear. We don't need magic. 3, I like how it even sort of.
Your father might have left you, Cleo. 2 heads are better than 1.
I like how it even sort of talks about this idea of, this brilliant person must have made you meet here. I've always thought about this as a concept because it happens a lot within stories like this. What if that brilliant person never thinks about the finances of like the place, right? Because like, I'm sure there are some places that you believe to be eternal that have shut down because of things like, I don't know, like funding. Like, I'm sure everybody who used to go to the Ontario Science Center used to believe that the Ontario Science Center would still be a thing years later, and now it's being replaced by a spa. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you can't predict this stuff. So the fact that her father decided, you should go and meet this person after I die in like 60 years in the future here, in a place that might not exist tomorrow, that's a bold choice. And I always think about this, because they could have just written all of it down. And then you also have, finally, the last bit of writing, the last bit of genius about this like writing, they really somehow honed in on the idea of, in such a large institution like this, not everybody can handle everything that's going on all at once, and a lot of things will just sort of slip by your fingers, right? And it's strange where it's like, you would think that people in universities would be aware of what is being given to the university, but that's been like a major thing in even recent time, where they don't even think about who the donor is, and it results in a lot of drama that ends up in a lot of resignations. Can we access the witchcraft section now that we found the first book, or am I still locked into his prompts? I think I'm still locked into his prompts. So sadly, I must find a Rembrandt. Is that how you say his name? Rembrandt? It's not Rembrandt? I always thought it was like a Rembrandt. Yeah, it seems like despite the books being marked, I think every book was simply marked for the future. And I kind of wish in general it didn't do that. I kind of wish like in a way no book was marked, but I get why they had to, because if they didn't, it'd be impossible for people to like find it, especially if you're not used to this type of game. But it would have been nice to not mark them, and then, or like only mark them once you're able to do something with them. But I get the point of doing it. It's like the yellow paint of our days. It's the yellow paint but for text games. Generously donated by esteemed alumnus and lecturer of our art history curriculum, Aaron Long-Smith. Okay, I mean, we get this book at least. Okay, sorry, wrong book. Okay, well, it has to be here somewhere. Surely we'll find it here. Okay, surely we'll find it here. Surely we'll find it here. Surely I'm not gonna have to go into the Julius Caesar section. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? That's Aaron Long-Smith. I should be able to see some.
Look into anything related to Rembrandt.
I know.
Neil.
I know.
It makes perfect sense if we try to think as your father would.
I am looking into what my father did. I am looking exactly into what my father did. Please give me a moment. Okay, I didn't know you could just move it. Okay. Okay, and then it just falls onto the floor. Okay. Nobody's ever tried to move this? I don't believe that nobody's ever tried to move this. Why can I analyze this? A hidden note. A letter in an envelope can be picked up and read. Cleo. Cleo! You're close. This text is from an old acquaintance. I trust you'll know what to do. I wish my father gave me some more information. And I wish my father didn't leave me secret hints. Although I have thought about this, if I'm ever rich in the future and I'm going to die and I happen to have children, I am going to leave them the money to the inheritance in like a game that forces them to come to terms with the humanity.
Let's have a look at this together, here at my desk.
That way, it's like, oh, they have to help people and then grow as a person to be able to gain access to it. And if they don't, it goes straight to charity. Here, give.
My father left me a note.
Sorry, I was on the wrong side of the desk. Sorry.
I don't understand it, but my name's on it.
Let's see.
Do you know what these symbols mean?
It seems to refer to a special tool. A sacred tool, most probably. And blood. From... I think it specifies life.
That was a really good animation.
Blood from a lifeline. I remember. From the
Blood
hand.
from bloodline. Yeah, from the hand. That's interesting. He's freaking out. He's like, oh my god.
That's it. That's the Hiparan. Aim it at the letter.
Those camera angles are so good. It's very haunting. Her eyes. Oh man, that's really good.
Are you all right?
Yes. It's...
Cleo, if you're reading this,
Papa?
it means you're experiencing Nux. It's this dark energy you can feel through your guts. Don't worry. It's yours, Cleo. And you'll become its master.
God, the cinematography on this is
You're
insane.
my daughter, Mabel, and I love you
Mabel.
deeply. I once promised to tell you everything about your mother. This is it, but not the way you were expecting. Take these words as a guide to prepare you for what's coming. It all started on December 30th, 1999. I was with Agnes, my girlfriend at the time. We were in Amsterdam for the year 2000 celebrations, and we had a room in a
Beautiful
pretty
setting,
cool
wow.
hotel. I thought we were turning the page on a year, a century, a millennium. It was more than that. We were standing at the beginning of a new cycle. And you, Mabel, would be part of it.
No. Don't tell me that would link to the hip again. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, here we go again. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The animation is gonna break apart again. That's crazy that she did that without hesitation. I mean, it makes sense when you consider that she must be a part of the bloodline of witches, because even the word lifeline was really their attempt at understanding what it translated to as a bloodline, right? And oh, that's a cool effect, that the invisible wall is the words that like obscure the world too. I really like how this is playing out. The environment's very nice. It's very laggy on my machine, but it's really interesting to see all of this. And that cinematography was beautiful to show, the ways that she's connected to her ancestors through all of time. And then to have the story open up like this, again, the writing is so good. It doesn't even feel contrived that her father is just speaking to her through her memories. Everything starts with Agnes, and everything just makes sense.
As far as you and I are concerned, Cleo. But in fact, it's hard to grasp how ancient this story is.
The year 2... Wait, this is Y2K. Oh my god. I remember Y2K being like a major event. I actually remember the Y2K celebrations. Everybody had the Y2K glasses. Oh my god. People are disappearing from her very eyes. And I remember all of this. Or just that feeling too. Like I definitely remember this like age and like feeling of the way that things felt so old back then. I think nowadays everything's such a clean modern look. But this game really does a great job of showing you what this time looked like. There was a weird sense of like a worn down feeling to everything that you had. Oh my god, and they even have sync masters.
Agnes was different. An old soul, yet joyful, always surprised by life. From the very beginning, it felt as though she already knew me. It was awesome.
Amazing. To move faster. I don't know if we should move faster. I kind of want to enjoy this. Like, look at this. They're sitting there eating bread. I see why there's a streamer mode now, but games really should explain the stream mode more. If you stand too long, she just kisses you to remind you to keep on walking. Smoking indoors was a major thing. Everyone smoked indoors. It was awful. What the hell was that? There was, and again, the cinematography, the way that they scream and they open their eyes when you look at them. What happened to him? Oh no! The magic has already run its course. He's become Sofa.
Agnes had planned something for us in our room that night. Some of her belongings had already been delivered. Ancient
He's become
artifacts.
Sofa.
I was fascinated.
Wait, so was her father already into the history stuff at this point? Or like was it... Because it seems like he was already into it. And I'm curious to know, because like if somebody told me that they had ancient artifacts, I wouldn't think it's very interesting. I would think it's fake. The forbidden curse.
Truly, I had no idea what Agnes had in mind. You know what, Cleo? I didn't care. I was in love.
I was so in love that I didn't care that a person was turned into a sofa right before my very eyes. It didn't matter to me that they had no life left in them, that they couldn't even feel their legs. Cleo, it didn't matter. Your mother showed me that there's more to life than being human. That maybe being a sofa isn't all that bad. You'll get a good couple of years if your
I never
upholstery
questioned
can last.
Agnes's actions. She had a way of making me feel important and wanted. Needed, even.
Aren't these the paintings by Rembrandt or something? And it's interesting that like the paintings themselves are churning into these faces as if it's like a sign of they're aware.
As we walked to her room, I felt a new kind of excitement. Impossible to describe. I didn't yet know I was about to lose my grip on reality.
And it's interesting to see that in relation to what the game started out with, where it's like, oh, she's a part of like a group that is there to resist something, right? Real, is this man gonna be a sacrifice? Wow, babe, cool ritual dagger at Alto. Yeah, exactly, right? He's gonna get turned into a couch.
As you'll see, my Ben, losing my grip on reality is an understatement. The truth
Honey,
is,
are you sure this is
never had a
fine?
grip on anything at all.
Oh, as if to say that the reality that we know of today is nowhere near the reality of the world that exists around us. That hidden in plain sight is the truth that we just can't see because we weren't given the ability to.
The closer we got, the more something stirred in my veins. Nothing unpleasant. More as though the city's canals were running through my body.
Oh my god, chat, have you noticed this? Look at the space that we're walking through. Look and really examine the space. We have already lost the grip on reality. I didn't even notice it. It's so subtle, but the space doesn't make any sense. Nothing about the space that we're going through makes sense. A door that opens to a table, to a restaurant that doesn't even exist elsewhere. Lounges with things that don't really make sense where they are, combined with a bellboy waiting in the hallway leading to a club. Nothing really makes sense.
There was something electric about Agnes. A force emanated from her. The force I was about to discover.
Even the very spaces that we're entering don't make any sense. Amsterdam. Rembrandt opened the Night Watch. That's a very subtle effect. The space itself, maybe it could feel real, but just imagine having to walk through all of this to get to your hotel room. It's like, what do you mean you're going through entire restaurants? What do you mean you're going through entire buildings, through clubs and bars and through lounges to get to where you are? And how are you able to go through all of this in one single place? Sure, hotels are weird, but hotels usually have a single way up to your room. Even back then. It doesn't make any sense. That's a very interesting effect. I'm actually very... Again, the cinematography is masterful. And you see why I think that... Why they wanted to make it a game is because when you get the player to go through it themselves and have to go through this feeling, it gives you an entirely different perspective. Whereas in a movie, it would just sort of pass by you and you wouldn't really notice it.
All in all, what awaited me in that room never felt threatening, Cleo. Deep inside, somehow, it always felt as though I'd been chosen.
That, or I've never been to a Dutch hotel, and every Dutch hotel is just like this.
Agnes went directly to the bathroom to put on her magic touch, she said.
Uh-oh.
She didn't need any in my view. But she was being literal, I guess.
Go sit in the sofa, honey. I'll see you soon. And remember, treat that sofa well. Ew, kissing. Just because you've never felt love doesn't mean that love doesn't exist. Go sit in the sofa, honey. That's gonna be you soon. I'm not. I love. Okay, chat. He does walk like he has to take a massive shit. My God. Agnes, please hurry up inside there. I've got to go to the washroom now, to the toilet. I'm holding it in as best I can.
Could you set up my relics the way I told you to? She asked from the bathroom. I had to rummage through a chest, a shelf, even her bag to find those things of hers. So old they were unsettling.
To look for these ancient relics. Let me throw it on the floor. I see where Cleo got her habit of throwing important things on the floor from. Dry leaves. And honestly, this is an insane hotel room. I don't know about you, but I don't think professors even on tenure get paid enough to afford this stuff. Oh, she brought the creepy mirrors. Oh yeah, that's true. It was creepy. And you're right, there's so many of them too. I mean, one could say that these are creepy mirrors as if to say that it's set up to do a ritual. Others might say that she was ahead of the curve and she knew that in the future, this is how we would be sort of viewing people's bedroom activities, right? I like to think it was the latter, as well as some parts of the former. Aren't all mirrors creepy? I do agree, and thank you for finally saying it. I was waiting for someone to say it, yeah. I also, I don't know if this comes through in the VOD, but when you do get to play this, the visual effect on screen and the way that it's set up like an old film, you know, like old films would sometimes, they would have like a frame where there's like a piece of hair on it or like dust because there would be a physical piece of hair or dust on it when it actually captured that, almost like an old photo. You see it pop up sometimes. It's very good. Oh my God, the candles everywhere on the floor. It's just all over the place. It's me. This is who I'm going to be in the future. The sofa.
Did all my mirrors get installed?
Tapestry.
She asked. Yes. They'd been placed around the bed, and the bed had been moved. Even now, I don't know how, or by whom.
What do you mean you don't know how the bed was moved? It's not that hard to move a bed, nor is it hard to move mirrors. Though I will say, somebody set this up, right? She had her things sent here in advance. Is it because she's not the only one in whatever group that she is? Or is it because you can just... Because I've heard that people in hotels will do anything for you if you ask them to. Like if you ask them, I want a flower that's rotated at this angle, and then you pay them $10,000, they'll actually just like do it, because that's the whole point of a hotel. Don't you have 20 mirrors around your... See, exactly. If you don't have 20 mirrors around your bed, how do you know if you're actually safe? Your room you had for your wedding suite. Oh, you're married. Got a large mirror, like a 7 by 7 foot floor mirror. That sounds terrifying. Jesus Christ, you got to put a blanket over it. 7 by 7 foot floor mirror. That is like, holy shit. That's huge. But yeah, that's awful. That's too much mirror, and it is scary. Lloyd drop. Lloyd drop. No, but I had a feeling that you were. I just knew. I just knew. A hotel worker who wasn't paid enough for it. That's true. Unless you tip them a lot, then like maybe. Oh no,
When everything was ready as Agnes requested,
he thinks they're gonna have
she
sex.
came out of the bathroom.
Poor bastard. You fool.
She was...
Well, he's not gonna question how the candles went on fire? He's not gonna question any of this. Why there was a light around the door? He's just gonna go along with the witch sex? I guess I would too. Honestly, I think I would too. If my wife came out to me as a witch and she said, "Hey, honey, check this out," I would do it too.
It felt ethereal until I lost the thread.
Oh, they made a movie. The branches are growing. Pretty sure he accepted it after he saw the couch man. True, yeah. Yes, sex, no question, sex only. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know mirrors were invented back then. It's the companion, it's my cat. So is this Cleo? I mean, is this the witch that we saw at the very beginning of the game? Oh shit, they're naked. Don't worry, chat, this is perfectly fine for stream. Twitch said it's okay to have naked games. He just nutted and his legs, do you see his legs? They like stiffened. Do you see that? He just nutted and his legs just went stiff. Oh no.
I woke up or something. I'm still not sure. I was a cat, Cleo. Yes, you read that well. I was a cat. The room was like in a nightmare. Agnes was floating, literally, and seemed frozen in time.
Cleo, your mother put a VR headset on my head. All of a sudden, I was a cat. I only learned later that it was a game known as VR Chat. It must have been that. So that means we can play friend-stop games with no dramas. You're right, because you're married. Thank you. Mirrors of portals, and you came out of it. Exactly. You have no idea what's been happening. You've been in meetings, and you came back to this. Yay! This is the witch game that you wanted to see from the Summer Games Fest, 1666, Amsterdam. He's got great eyebrows. I was gonna say he has an insane cut. I was gonna say his grooming was immaculate. Yeah. Insanely clean eyebrows. Too clean of a beard, though. I think his cut on his beard was too clean that it looked almost like a pasted-on drawing. But he had a clean cut on his head, clean eyebrows, clean beard, like stubble, clean build. I was like, this guy he groomed himself to look immaculate. I was like, damn. And that's it. You know what it is? Dudes should groom themselves more to look good, because it really does work. Well, it makes sense. You put a blanket over it. You're afraid to fall back in. Poor main character, though, who wants the last thing they get from their dad to be the story of how your parents made you in detail. And that's true, because she's experiencing this with her very being, right? Presumably, the Haparan is a way to transfer consciousness, or at least a way to like do many things, to uncover the truths and the secrets, to act as a tool to discover what's actually there, hiding in plain sight, right? Very obvious that that's always been there, but that we've never truly known, because we were never given the ability to see it. And seemingly a way to transfer consciousness, given that that her father is both a cat and Cleo is presumably seeing this in the moment. That would be traumatizing, and it is funny to think about that as like being a very traumatizing
I thought I was
thing.
dreaming, but not for long. It was too real somehow. I could feel the fur on my body.
Chad, it's like those spooky websites that have like a permanently playing GIF. Oh, sorry, cat asshole. It's like those spooky websites that like have those GIFs, and it's like a GIF of a skeleton or something, and the skeleton screaming at you. But it's a GIF of the guy going, oh. It's fascinating too, because the elements of this game that work well are very good. There's a cinematography to this game that I think cannot be matched by any movie in that form, because it has to be in this interactive form for you to be able to like get the same effect. Not to say that it's better than any movie, but to say that like it absolutely matches the form that you would want like a piece of cinema to take for a video game. It's just unfortunate that because of limitations, they kind of have to play it like a GIF, and it's just, so it just kind of looks funny. Don't do drugs in Amsterdam, kids. I'm gonna eat you. Exactly. You're not gonna go back inside the mirror. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to stay here? You don't want to be a sofa? Are you sure you want to stay here with all the scary paintings? I'm gonna eat you. Yeah. Oh, the flowers. It's rotting away. Oh no. What do you? Can I see you? He's mad at me. Look, he's just angry. I like being a cat. As a cat, hold right click to concentrate. Blue cat silhouettes are... Oh, say where you can go. Press where you can jump from. Okay, so you go over there and then you jump. Christmas colors. Cleo, I was high as a kite. I was on the greatest drugs that you've never seen before. In America, you can't get these kinds of drugs. Only in Amsterdam. And only on Y2K. Because everybody thought that the world was ending, they just brought out their best stuff.
My senses were heightened. Everything I saw or heard became a voice calling me. Go further, and you'll see. Go further.
This game
and you'll
feels
see.
very nice to play. Again, it's hard to explain, but it really does feel like you're playing almost like a mini Stray, if that makes sense. Weird. It's a very similar mechanics, but the way that it's executed with the story, it's just fascinating. In Y2K, we thought that the world was over. So there was no point in saving all of your drugs for a tomorrow that may never come. Cleo, I smoked something that I don't even know if it had a name. All I knew is that the flavor that entered my body at that moment was inexplicable. My lungs felt like they would burst in my chest.
The further I went, the more real my sensations became.
Wow.
Yet the world around me felt increasingly surreal.
See? All of a sudden, the layout doesn't make any sense, because the layout never made sense. Even where we walked to never made sense. Sortie. Sortie. Goodbye. 07. Meetings. Have fun with the techno
was
sex.
scary,
It's not a sex game.
disturbing. But something was definitely calling to me. From what seemed to be the other side.
It's not a sex game. But yeah, have fun in your meetings. You're missing out on the witch coven. You'll never be a high-ranking witch or wizard. You take too long. Is the opposite of a witch a wizard? I can't tell. You learn what happens when you mix uppers and downers with a cat costume. Hey, save that for your therapist, okay, buddy? Save that for your therapist. Hey, how do we go inside this door? Sure, this is a very ominous door. And now we're back in the past. And time is frozen. It's such a great execution of the concept. Wow.
And then, in a forest, yes, a forest, I knew it in my bones. It was someone calling me. A woman.
Do we go back to when we first started that ritual? When we first were invited into something?
Things were blurring together, Cleo. My cat spirit, a thirst for freedom, for leaping onto anything, and my pull toward her calls.
I do like this cat mechanic. I don't know why. That's her. See, it's back where we were before.
And I saw her. Frozen in time, like Agnes in the room. And my cat's spirit again. A need to size her up.
To understand who she is, to form the union. Noah, daughter of the apothecary Wilhelm Brooklyn, Navangela, whose family name has been forgotten, as sadly many women's names have been forgotten. Their families erased because their name was never seen as important as a man's, sadly. She was raised by the descendants of the Zandaris tribe to prepare her for her role as the collector, which we still don't really know what it is other than Nux. She is a direct descendant of Terra, the first giver in the giver-collector bloodline. The first of the Zandaris to receive Nux and spread it upon the earth. So a giver and a collector, somebody who collects things and gives things away at the same time. To spread it upon the earth, but is it a blessing or is it a curse? I can't quite tell. And yet, given by the dialogue at the beginning, it seemed like that the first of her line, she was there to help protect the world. But how is it that she's the first when everyone around her is aware of what it is too? The people who are already chanting here and sort of filling these altars, these like fiery pits with whatever this essence was, and even preparing all of this stuff beforehand. And then the onlookers themselves who seem to be aware of it too. Odd. Now I take my place on the tree.
Then it happened. For a brief moment, I became fully feline.
You lose your sense of self. I wonder how this relates. And that's crazy that she also changed her pose in that moment. I wonder how this works. does he actually become the cat, or is it because he's just simply living the life of the spirit, and it's whoever her partner is that is then chosen as sort of like someone to take the cat's place? It's from like a metaphorical sense, right? The costuming is pretty neat. I think it's very neat. Again, when games do realism but they don't think about the style, I think it falls apart. This game, they care a lot about the style and they care a lot about placing you in this mood. Everything here feels like you're a part of a witch's coven. Everything feels like you're witnessing something that should never have been witnessed by any human eyes. And every single thing is steeped in that feeling of this is the occult. And then the camera angles, it's so good.
Welcome, Patarazzi. Welcome, Aaron.
You...
Aaron? You know my name? We talk? I can
how does
talk?
she know?
I was in shock, Cleo. Nothing made sense.
Yes, you are my union, my Patarazzi.
My cat.
Of course.
Why did I scratch your face?
But what?
Did no one tell you about the ceremony? Where you come from?
What? No! What do you mean?
It matters not for now. I'm Noah, the Collector. Those are the Zendaris.
All of them are
Follow
part of
me,
it. Okay.
and I shall explain anon. We've much to do this night.
So her dad turned into a cat? Not even just turned into the cat, but took the place of
It was
this
the only thing I
cat
could
in
do
history.
Anyway, Cleo. That woman, Noah. She seemed like the only one who could clarify all this.
That's fascinating. Life of a furry run. No, but it's actually a fascinating concept. That's a really well executed bit of story that sort of makes you wonder what is going on. Did I just see the word perfect? I'm sorry. Seeing the word perfect appear kind of ruined the entire feeling, but I'm assuming this is where the demo ends, and it wasn't really much gameplay, sadly. But that's a really good storyline. It's really good. As a story, it's interesting to see how it plays out, and I'm curious to see where it goes from there. Because that idea of like you reaching across time and you being chosen to be one of the cats on the tree to observe and to be a part of this union between you and the first of this line, it's sort of like why is it that it goes through time, and then why is it that it also sort of happens that like Agnes chose Aaron, right? Why did Agnes choose Aaron at that moment? And why did she decide to send him so far back? And why did it take so long to find someone too? Why was it that there was nobody closer to that time that could have been found to take that role? Right? It's a lot of different questions. Perfect. Yeah, I know. The perfect text was just so weird to see. It's like perfect. It's like, okay, listen, I don't know what I'm feeling anymore. Especially because the game is so good with its visuals and the way that it has the text floating and stuff that it feels like seeing perfect is just a very out of place thing. That was good. I know there wasn't much gameplay, but I think that alone was enough hint to make you feel like, okay, I kind of want to see what's going on. Because again, when you play these types of games, it's not so much about the gameplay that you play with, but more about the choices that you make and the things that you discover. And I think they're onto something with this type of story. And if anything, the quality of their storytelling here in this moment is enough to make you go, this is going to be very good. It's going to entice you all the way through, and it's going to draw you in by in that sort of weird metaphorical way, and sort of analogous to the way that Aaron was ripped out of his time. It draws you in very much the same way that like Aaron was forced to be the cat. And draws you into the game by forcing you to go through and understand what's going on, using this sort of intrigue and this veil over it that you want to uncover. It's sort of like a direct dialogue with the player. It's good. It's very good. Assassin's Creed was also quite a beautiful franchise, so you're glad to see such good characters and in the environment. Was this game from the people who made Assassin's Creed? Because that would make sense, sort of like why they seem to have a good handle on how it's supposed to look. Well, unless he just meant that like the time frame was the same. Because I do agree. I thought Assassin's Creed had a very interesting style to it, despite the fact that it was also sort of like made to be as real as it could be. how they were somehow able to impart such a strong amount of style in something that could otherwise be seen as very mundane. It was very fascinating to see their art direction and the way that it went. Anyways, perfect! 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 Nice combo! Perfect! Good attack! Combo! Nice! Perfect! Nice combo! Nice! Rembrandt! Perfect! Nice combo! Nice! Nice combo! Nice! Perfect! Perfect!